We're back again today. So I remembered to find a stool. It's actually probably too high, but we'll see. I have yoga blocks in the other room. This is definitely too high. Maybe like the second rung on it. I don't know. For my right foot, like I was talking about yesterday. And my friend, neighbor, Charlie from down the street. Hi, Charlie. Thanks for letting me borrow your guitar strap. He brought this over and left it on the car. So I gotta figure out how to get it on. That seems pretty straightforward. And then what is a good length? I've literally never worn a guitar strap before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, definitely staying on my shoulder a little better. My hair's getting caught in it. Ouch. Maybe just a little bit longer so I can fit it around my shoulder, not like up on my neck. I have no idea. Seems like that might be good. In this Rick Beato course that I bought, he said you just want it so that the guitar stays, maybe like the weight of your arm keeps it here. I don't know, but I know I can't see. I feel like I'm going to be like craning my neck to see. I guess that means I just need to like get a better feel for where the strings are, or maybe I can like use the video to be able to see it. This definitely feels better than it did yesterday. Like I can sit up straight on both sits bones and with my shoulders a little more relaxed. Oops, that sounded fun. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not used to having a strap, not since high school marching band with a drum. Okay, so I noticed on the recording also yesterday that when I used my fingernails, or if I were to use a pick, it would really max out these microphones. So I'm just going to use, that doesn't sound, whatever. I'm going to use just my thumb to play. Let's get a little bit further back so you can see. And so I can see later. So, okay, we're going to try this C. I forgot to tune. I got a tuner. I do know how to tune without a tuner, but it's just faster. Okay, that's the 6th string. I still get these mixed up. I feel like I shouldn't feel embarrassed saying that I still get these things mixed up, because that's the whole point of this, but I still get a little embarrassed. I'm like, of course I know which string is which, but I don't. Okay, the E string, which is apparently the 6th string, number 6. Okay, so overnight it went a little bit flat. That's pretty good. Actually. Fun fact, the reason that you approach something from the bottom, like you never want to tune down to something, you want to approach it from the bottom, is because the actual physical tension on the string or the drum head or whatever you're tightening, if you're going from the bottom, it could like just slip a little bit further down. So if you're like supposed to have an E, like da, but and you want to go da da, you never want to do that. You always want to go below it and then back up to it. So I do this if I'm tuning a drum, if I'm tuning a timpani, same thing with the string, because the tension won't slip out. Like say you're loosening something, and then like this is the point at which you stopped. There's always the chance that it's going to like slip a little bit more and then you're going to go flatter. Same thing happens with drum heads too. So that's why I know that, not from guitar. Okay, that's good. That sounds. See, I went under this G. This sounds a little sharp. That sounds good. A little low. Okay, cool. That sounds good. Okay, so we're going to try some more of this A to C. So here's a C major chord. That is not a C major chord. There. Oh, mute that one. No, and you know what? Take off this tuner. We don't need that light distracting me. Mute the bottom string. Remember the pinky from yesterday. Wow. Okay, I have a hair tie on my wrist. That's a bad idea because that cuts off just enough circulation to make it uncomfortable. Okay, let's try this again. Oh my God, why is this so hard? You sit down at a piano and you're like, play these 3 notes, or like any combination of these 3 notes, C, E, G, and you can do it, like, because you have 10 fingers and it's there in front of you. With this, I have to like really try. Like, I think piano is harder to really master, but it's a whole lot easier to just like the starting investment of like skill is way lower on piano, any keyboard instrument. Okay, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. I really need to work on that inner monologue. It's okay. There's one string that's buzzing. There we go. That would be the first string. That's the high E. Okay, cool. Now the fun part where I move this finger. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of like gripping the back of I think this is called the neck with like the heel of my hand. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it feels right now. So I'm going to keep doing it and it feels stable. I'm going to go back to C. I'm not supposed to move that many fingers because the only finger that really changes is my one, two, third finger. In piano, this is confusing because your fingers are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thumb is 1, 2 is pointer, and so forth in piano. So I'm probably going to get these mixed up. So if I say the wrong finger, forgive me. Okay, what happened? Okay, mute the low E string, and then here, pinky doing the party. That's not very, okay. I can't see what I'm doing. I like how this feels like more stable with the strap, but I can't feel, I can't see what I'm doing as well. Okay, no. No, oh, I'm a whole fret over. See, it's because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that feels more right. Really buzzy. Okay, so I just learned this, and I never knew this before because when I like first tried to learn how to play guitar when I was probably like, I don't know, 14, 15, they just give you like somebody just like hands you a book of like, here, this is how you make the chord, and the numbers are in the middle of the fret. So I assumed, oh, I'm supposed to put my finger like in the middle of the fret and just hold it down, and then there's your chord, but it's super buzzy, right? So I bought this Rick Beato guitar beginning course like on a whim last year. Turns out you want your fingers as close to the fret. I never knew this. I know that some people are going to be like, of course, duh. Like you didn't know that? And no, I didn't know that. So thank you. But so there's a lot to be said for like teaching yourself things, but sometimes that can get lost in like like technical details. So it's cool if like somebody can just like pick up an instrument and like figure it out, but like there are things like very minuscule details that would be helpful to know like from somebody who's an expert or knows more than you. Okay, that's super buzzy. Why is that so buzzy? Okay, see if I can. Ow, my fingers don't like this chord. What is that? Okay. Okay. This is so freaking hard for someone who like, for anyone. I was about to say for someone who can play on other instruments at a very high level. This is really hard. I feel like my ego wants me to have that like qualification in there, but it doesn't need it. Like this is just hard. This is just effing hard. Why is this so hard? Okay, I'm gonna loosen this strap because I can't see what I'm doing. And maybe if I just loosen it just a tiny bit, I can tilt it just enough so that I can see what my fingers are doing. Okay. That doesn't sound great, but I'm going to move on. This chord is feeling way better than it did yesterday. This is the A minor. Okay, back to the C. Okay, so now is the question, do I keep working on something that is not getting better? or do I do something else? Because this is like the age old question of practicing. Like, do you beat your head into the wall, like trying to master something, or do you like go and do something else that gets you like a little more of a win? Like, this is something that I think not just every musician, but like anybody that's trying something hard, like anybody goes through, it's like, okay, do I keep really trying like to grind on this thing that's really hard, or do I do something else and come back to it later, like with fresh ears or fresh eyes or fresh brain or fresh fingers? And I think it's always depends on the person, and it depends on what it is, and it depends on what you need to get done. It would probably help if I like set out a goal, like a specific goal of like what I want to do with this. I have a very vague goal of like not suck at the guitar. So that's a little broad, shall we say, but things I've historically had a hard time and just given up with because I can do other things easier, like play the drums, like play timpani, like sing, like play the keyboard, like any keyboard instrument. I've had a really hard time with this chord C and with this little beast of a chord D major. That's actually not bad. I have a hard time getting into it from a different chord. So like going from a G to a, excuse the faces, D. It's not too bad. So, okay, what about this? Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm using my old habits. Old habits die hard. Beginner's mind, all of that. So have beginner's mind when you're learning something new, or when you're trying to relearn something, or no, have beginner's mind all the time. Just have beginner's mind all the time, even if you know what you're doing, because I just forgot that I'm supposed to have my fingers closer to the fret, which like 90% eliminates the problem that I was having with this chord, which was buzzing, right? If I put them closer to the fret, I need to fix my posture. And you know what, also on this Rick Beato course that I've been watching, he suggests wrapping your thumb around instead of like pushing it on the back, like wrapping your thumb around and muting the bottom string, because you don't want that E, because that makes it a different extension of the chord, music theory nerds. So like you don't want the bottom two anyway. So that actually makes this chord a little bit easier, and I think maybe a pinky party would make it easier too. So let's see. G, I forgot, beginner's mind. Put him right next to the frets, not in the middle of the frets, my 14, 15-year-old self. That feels good. Okay, this guy. Try and get the same hand shape. Hey, that's not too bad. Please excuse my dog walking into the bathroom. She's mad at me because I put a sweater on her because it's freaking cold outside right now. She's actually fine without a sweater. It's just funny because I found it. Hey, this doesn't suck. Inner monologue. Be a little more optimistic, please. That sounds nice. This whole inner monologue thing, though, it's not about being like optimistic in a vapid, denying that this is hard way. It's just like cultivating a little more curiosity. Like, why does this feel so much easier than it used to? One, I realized that I can be up next to the fret, and two, I can wrap my thumb around. Does that mean that when I go to guitar night on Wednesday and we're looking at the chords and they're flying by like really fast and I'm trying to sing along to whatever, that it's going to come as easy as this? No, probably not, but it's better than what I was doing. That's how you do that sus without feeling weird. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Nope. Okay, see, still needs some work. Okay, G, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and okay. So that's the hard part, switching between the chord. It's still hard. And 3 beats late. Be your own metronome. We can talk about metronomes another day. I have every kind of metronome that you would need, but I'm not going to use one right now. I'm just trying to get a feel for these chords. So what I was talking about earlier Oops, thumb. Oh, that's easier. But I saw buzzing. What I was talking about earlier about, do you keep banging on the same door? Do you keep like hammering the same brick wall? Do you keep running into the same brick wall trying to do something, or do you do something else and then come back to it? I kind of just like naturally did that, evolved into that. And it depends on what you need in your practice session. Do you have a specific goal, and do you need to like bang on that brick wall for a long time until it falls down, or do you have a little bit more freedom to like explore something else, especially like something technical that might open up a different pathway? C, bane of my existence. C, pinky party. That's an interesting chord. C, mute. Why is it? What? Oh, right. Okay. The D feels more like here. You can't see my hand. Sorry, everybody who's trying to watch. The D feels more like it's kind of like squished like this, and the C is way more stretchy. So even with this guy. A. I'm gonna go really slow. 4, move. 1, 2, and 3, and 2, and and nope. C is really hard, guys. C is really hard. Why can't I do this? Inner monologue could be better. Yes, I know. I could be a little more patient with myself. What can I say to be more patient with myself? Okay, curiosity. Like I said, talking to myself. Why is this hard? Why is this hard? Okay, so is it the stretch between that and then wrapping the thumb around? Okay, so is the wrapping the thumb making it harder? I don't know if it necessarily is the thumb that's making this harder. Any of you like guitar gurus out there? Want to give me some tips, like specific tips, not just spend some more time on it. It'll feel better the more time you spend. Yes, I know. Yes, I know that. Thank you for that comment. Yes, thank you. The more time you spend on it, the easier it'll get. Yes, it does. So before you type that, thank you. That's one of my inner monologues that's telling me just spend more time. But it's the getting in and out of it. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This inner monologue telling me to keep going. And shoulders. Okay, so that. Okay, so it's like something about this like hand shape. I think it's just that it's stretched out, and like I gotta have the right angle, and like my fingers need to get stronger. And yes, I need to spend more time on it. Thank you for that. Nope. Mute that bottom one, okay? Nope. Be more specific with your nope inner monologue. Nope. Don't forget to. Also, don't say don't. Say what not. What? Don't say what not to do. Say what to do. Remember to mute the bottom string. I know some people learn it without muting the bottom string at first, but I figure I might as well learn how to do it that way eventually.